There's something beautifully different about attraction and desire after 60. The obvious approaches that worked in younger years, the dramatic gestures, the purely physical focus, give way to something much more sophisticated and deeply satisfying. Mature men have learned that true arousal comes from a combination of physical, emotional, and mental stimulation that younger men rarely understand or appreciate. Welcome back to 60 Wise Living Advice. What I'm about to share isn't just about physical touch, it's about understanding how mature men experience attraction and arousal differently than they did in their younger years. These are the subtle, often overlooked areas of connection that can create instant attraction and deep desire in ways that honor both the physical and emotional needs of mature relationships. Today, I'm revealing 7 secret spots that can turn on an older man instantly, not through aggressive seduction, but through the kind of thoughtful, intimate attention that shows you understand what truly moves a mature man's heart and awakens his deepest desires. If you're ready to understand how sophisticated attraction works after 60 and want to discover the subtle art of creating genuine desire in mature relationships, hit that subscribe button now. We're building a community of wise women who understand that the most powerful attraction combines physical awareness with emotional intelligence. Rumi wrote, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray." In mature attraction, that pull draws us toward connection that satisfies both body and soul. The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along. Rumi. Ladies, isn't it beautiful how Rumi captures the essence of true connection? At our age, we understand that real attraction isn't about games or manipulation. It's about recognizing the profound ways we can touch another soul. Today, we're exploring something deeper than surface-level attraction. We're talking about the sacred spaces in a man's heart and body where genuine intimacy begins. Secret spot number 1. His mind, the most powerful erogenous zone. My dear friends, let me share something that took me years to truly understand. After decades of heartbreak and healing, we know a secret younger women are still discovering. A man's most powerful erogenous zone isn't something you can touch with your hands. It's his mind. Close your eyes and remember your younger self. We worried about our figures, our makeup, whether we looked perfect. We thought attraction was all physical, but now we understand something deeper and more powerful. What truly captivates a mature man isn't a perfect body that time has changed. It's a woman who can reach into his thoughts, who makes his mind come alive with wonder. Someone who sees not just his aging exterior, but the rich inner world he's spent a lifetime building. I think of my friend Margaret, 67 and widowed 5 years ago, never thinking she'd feel connection again. At her book club, she met Robert. "I wasn't trying to be sexy," she told me, eyes sparkling. I had my reading glasses on, gray hair in a bun, wearing my comfortable cardigan. But when we discussed that novel, I shared my passionate thoughts. I even disagreed with his interpretation, but gently. I watched his eyes light up, not with lust, but with respect, fascination. I had touched something no physical beauty could reach. This is our power, ladies. We can ask about dreams he's never shared, create safe space for his fears about aging, his hopes for this chapter of life. When he opens up, don't rush to fix him. Listen with your whole heart. Let him see in your eyes that his thoughts matter deeply. Picture this, evening light streaming through the window. You look into his eyes and ask, What's the one place you've always dreamed of seeing? Watch his face transform when he realizes you genuinely want to know the man behind the familiar exterior. Share your own passions too. Your love of history, gardening wisdom, appreciation for art, philosophical thoughts about life's meaning. Let him discover the fascinating woman you've become through years of living and learning. When you stimulate his mind, you create something that transcends physical changes. You become irreplaceable, not because of how your body was, but because of how rich and interesting your mind has become through all you've experienced and survived.
Secret spot number 2. The space just behind his ear, where whispers become magic. Now, let's talk about something more intimate, yet so simple that many women overlook its power. The tender space just behind his ear. This small, vulnerable area holds extraordinary significance for mature men, and we, as experienced women, can use this knowledge with grace and intention. This isn't about seduction tactics, my dear listeners. This is about understanding that as men age, they often feel less desired, less noticed. Society tells them they're past their prime, but we know better. We know that intimacy deepens with age, and sometimes the softest touch in the right place can awaken something profound. Picture this. You're sitting together, perhaps watching the sunset from your porch, or sharing a quiet moment after dinner. Instead of grand gestures, you simply lean in close. Maybe you're telling him something important, something from your heart. As you speak, let your breath naturally fall near that sensitive space behind his ear. You don't need to be obvious about it. Subtlety is our superpower at this age. I think of my friend Catherine, who's been married for 42 years. She told me, after all these years, I discovered that when I whisper, "Thank you for being you," right behind his ear while we're embracing, he melts completely. It's not about passion like when we were young. It's about recognition, about making him feel cherished for who he is now at 72, with his gray hair and laugh lines. This spot is magical because it's so close to his ear, where your words of affirmation, your expressions of gratitude, your gentle observations about what you love about him can literally penetrate his consciousness. When you're close enough to this area, your voice becomes intimate, personal, meant only for him. You might whisper, "I love how thoughtful you've become with age," or "Your wisdom makes me feel so safe." These aren't empty compliments. They're acknowledgments of the man he's grown into. And when these words are delivered near this sensitive spot, accompanied by perhaps the lightest brush of your lips or the warmth of your breath, you're not just touching his skin, you're touching his soul. Remember, at our age, we don't need to be perfect. We don't need to compete with memories of younger selves. What we offer is authenticity, presence, and the confidence that comes from knowing who we are. When you lean in close to that space behind his ear, you're offering him something precious, your undivided attention, and your genuine appreciation for the man he is today. Secret spot number 3. His emotional vulnerability, the gateway to his heart. Now, my beautiful listeners, here's something that might surprise you. One of the most powerful ways to create instant attraction in a mature man is to show genuine appreciation for his emotional vulnerability. When he shares something personal, his concerns about health, retirement fears, or worries about staying relevant, your response can be incredibly arousing to him. This doesn't mean vulnerability itself turns him on. It's your response to his authenticity that becomes magnetic. When you respond with acceptance and appreciation rather than trying to fix or dismiss his concerns, you create emotional safety that enhances every aspect of attraction. I think of my friend Margaret's experience with Thomas, 69. When he shared his health concerns, instead of reassuring him everything would be fine, she said, "Thomas, your honesty touches me deeply. Your openness doesn't make you less attractive, it makes you real, and real is what my heart has been longing for." This works because mature men often feel they must maintain strength at all times. Society tells them aging means becoming less desirable. But when you show that his authenticity makes him more attractive, not less, you revolutionize his understanding of mature attraction. The key is responding with what I call the 3 A's: acceptance, appreciation, and affirmation. Say things like, "Thank you for trusting me with your heart," or "Your depth amazes me," or "This is exactly who I want to be with, the real you." This creates something rare and precious, a safe space where he can be authentic and still feel desired. And here's the beautiful part. When you create this safety for him, you also create space for your own authenticity. Are you starting to see how mature attraction combines physical and emotional elements? Share in the comments which insight surprises you most. Your thoughts help other women understand these deeper dynamics. Secret spot number 4. The base of his neck where it meets his shoulders, the stress relief gateway. Now, my ladies, let's explore a physical area that's often overlooked but holds incredible power. The base of the neck where it meets the shoulders. This tender spot tells the story of his life, where every burden he's carried and every responsibility he's shouldered collects as tension. This area is incredibly sensitive because mature men have spent decades carrying the weight of providing for families, making difficult decisions, and shouldering responsibilities. All of that stress settles right here in this vulnerable junction. When you offer gentle attention to this area through massage, soft kisses, or simply resting your caring hand there, you're doing something magical. You're not just touching his body, you're acknowledging the burdens he's carried and offering comfort and recognition. My friend Patricia, 65, discovered this power. She said, "I started paying attention to where Thomas's neck meets his shoulders, especially when he seemed stressed. Gentle massage, or even just resting my hand there with caring intention, would make him immediately relax and become more affectionate. He told me it felt like I was touching a part of him that no one else ever noticed. Like I saw not just who he appeared to be, but the weight he actually carried." What makes this area so effective is that it combines physical pleasure with emotional care. This spot requires trust and closeness to access, and when you touch him there, you're communicating, "I see you. I see what you carry. You don't have to bear this alone." You can use this caring touch during conversation, while watching television together, or when you notice he's had a stressful day. The caring intention behind the touch is as important as the physical sensation. You're offering recognition and relief for all he's endured.
Secret spot number 5. His need to feel appreciated. This might be the most powerful, secret spot of all. His deep need to feel genuinely appreciated for who he is and what he brings to your life. When you express authentic appreciation for his character, his efforts, his unique qualities, you're touching something that can create instant emotional and physical arousal.
This isn't about thanking him for what he does for you. It's about appreciating who he is as a person. When you tell him what you genuinely admire about his character, his perspective, his way of handling life, you're arousing his deepest desires to be seen and valued for his authentic self. The key is authenticity. You must genuinely admire the qualities you're appreciating. But when your appreciation is real, it creates immediate connection and desire because it touches his core need to be truly seen and valued. Secret spot number 6, the inner surface of his wrists. This is another overlooked physical area that can create surprising arousal in mature men. The inner surface of the wrists is incredibly sensitive, but rarely receives intimate attention, making gentle touch there feel both unexpected and intensely pleasurable. This spot works because it's vulnerable and sensitive, but not obviously sexual. When you gently stroke, kiss, or massage the inner surface of his wrists, it creates intimate sensation that can be incredibly arousing precisely because it's unexpected. Margaret, 68, stumbled upon this. I was holding David's hands while we were talking, and I started gently stroking the inside of his wrists with my thumbs. His reaction was immediate. He said it created sensations that traveled up his arms and through his entire body. It became one of our favorite ways to create instant intimacy. What makes this area so effective is that it's both intimate and accessible. You can touch his wrists while holding hands, during conversation, or as a way to create connection in non-sexual settings that can transition to more intimate moments. This touch is also very gentle and caring, which appeals to mature men who appreciate tenderness and emotional connection alongside physical sensation.
Secret spot number 7. His confidence through your genuine desire for him. When you express authentic attraction and desire for him, not just acceptance or affection, but real, unmistakable wanting, you're touching his deepest need to feel genuinely desired and attractive. This means showing enthusiasm for his touch, expressing genuine pleasure in his company, and communicating through words and actions that you actively want him, not just tolerate his advances or accept his affection. Helen, 66, learned this lesson. I realized that Michael needed to feel like I genuinely desired him, not just loved him or cared about him. When I started expressing my authentic attraction to him, telling him how much I wanted his touch, how attractive I found him, how much I looked forward to being close to him, it transformed our entire intimate connection. This works because mature men often worry that they're no longer truly desirable or attractive. When you express genuine desire for him, you're arousing his confidence and self-worth, which enhances all aspects of your intimate connection. The key is authenticity. You can't fake genuine desire. But when you focus on what genuinely attracts you to him and express that attraction honestly, it becomes incredibly arousing because it addresses his deepest need to feel wanted and desirable. Which of these secret spots would create the most meaningful connection in your relationship? Your insights help other women understand how to create genuine attraction with mature men. Now, here's what makes these 7 secret spots so powerful. They address the complete person: mind, body, emotions, and spirit. They recognize that mature men experience arousal and attraction differently than younger men, requiring connection that satisfies multiple levels of need and desire. These spots, his mind, the area behind his ear, his emotional vulnerability, the base of his neck, his need for appreciation, his wrists, and his confidence through your desire, create attraction that's both immediate and lasting because they touch both physical sensitivity and emotional needs. What's beautiful about understanding these areas is that they create opportunities for connection throughout your relationship, not just during intimate moments. They're ways of creating attraction and desire that honor the whole person and acknowledge the complexity of mature relationships. The most important thing to remember is that effectiveness comes from genuine intention and authentic attraction. These aren't manipulation techniques. They're ways of expressing genuine care and desire that resonate with mature men's deepest needs. The most beautiful aspect of attraction after 60 is how it encompasses the complete person. Physical sensation combined with emotional connection, mental stimulation paired with spiritual intimacy. These 7 secret spots represent different pathways to creating genuine desire that satisfies on multiple levels. When you understand how to engage his mind, touch sensitive physical areas with intention, appreciate his vulnerability, offer comfort to stressed areas of his body, express genuine appreciation for his character, create unexpected physical pleasure, and boost his confidence through your authentic desire, you're creating attraction that goes far beyond the purely physical. The right mature man will recognize and deeply appreciate this sophisticated approach to attraction, understanding that the connection you're creating is richer and more satisfying than anything based purely on physical technique or superficial seduction. Remember that your power to create attraction doesn't diminish with age. It evolves and often deepens as you develop the emotional intelligence and authentic confidence that make these subtle approaches so effective. As Rumi reminded us, let yourself be drawn by what you really love. When you love someone completely and express that love through thoughtful attention to their complete needs, you create attraction that's both immediate and lasting. If this message helped you understand the sophisticated nature of mature attraction and gave you insights into creating genuine desire, please subscribe to our channel and share this with other wise women who want to understand the art of mature intimacy. Remember, you're not just getting older, you're developing the wisdom and emotional intelligence that make you capable of creating deeper, more satisfying attraction than ever before. I'll see you in our next video, where we'll continue exploring the beautiful complexities of mature love and the sophisticated connections that make this stage of life so potentially fulfilling. Until then, remember, the most powerful attraction touches both body and soul, creating desire that satisfies the complete person.